I'm Eytan Shander for Awesemo and Jock Market on this Friday. Now, we want you to be a part of the Jock Market community, so download the app. It's where DFS has been turned into the stock market. Buy low, sell high, everything in-game as well. Download the app, and when you sign up, use our promo code Awesemo, AWESEMO. We're going to match your first deposit up to $50. 3 plays on the docket to keep an eye on, 2 in the same game. We're going to stagger them. We'll start with Deandre Ayton. Look, no backcourt tonight for the Phoenix Suns. It's a short favorite now, down to 6.5 for Phoenix, depending on when you're looking at this against the Knicks. We know the Knicks are in trouble. We know that there's a soft tank going on here, and yet still, it's only about 2 possessions what the big bad Suns are laying. A lot of this is concern that without having Devin Booker and Chris Paul, Phoenix is definitely vulnerable. They are to an extent, meaning this won't be a blowout. So instead of targeting guys like Cam Johnson, instead of targeting guys off the bench who may get an increased role, we want to target guys who are going to be in a close game. And right there at the top is Deandre Ayton. He has a great matchup against the Knicks. He should be out there for the usual amount of minutes here, especially because this game should be much tighter than it normally would be. If this were a healthy Suns team with a healthy backcourt, we probably wouldn't touch anybody in the starting lineup against the Knicks because of the blowout factor. But now that you have the Knicks, even though they're traveling across the country, it's still way too short of a line to ignore. And that's where a guy like Deandre Ayton can definitely step in, grab a lot of rebounds, be a presence on defense, and also be a scoring option, especially picking up some slack that you don't have your top 2 guys in the backcourt. So we'll start with Deandre Ayton. Again, keep an eye on this. We'll come back to our second player in this game. Keep an eye on this game. If the Knicks come out and the Knicks are winning the first quarter, if the Knicks are even up at the first half, as we've seen stranger things happen in the NBA, you definitely want to take a strong shot at any IPO you can get ahead of time, yes, with Ayton, but also in-game. And that's the beauty of it, is that his stock may dip if, in fact, the Suns are down and people aren't jumping on that. Cade Cunningham is our second player. And look, he's coming off the double-double against the Raptors. Pretty big line against Toronto. Right back at it against the Pacers. This is a decent matchup for Detroit, as Indiana is also in utter disarray. But we're targeting Cade Cunningham because I think we can get him just before this uptick, this upswing, where people may still be wondering if, in fact, what we saw from Cade Cunningham against the Raptors is more of an upward trajectory, or if it's simply an anomaly in a couple of games of struggle. I'm banking on it being the former, the actual ability here for Cunningham to knock down a couple of shots, get that stroke going, and we know points are going to be the big add-on here. We're already guaranteed a guy who's going to be active rebounding the ball, passing to an extent as well, but if he can start knocking down shots with some consistency, especially against bad teams, as Detroit is as well, you have a shot here for a double-double again. You have a legit shot for a triple-double tonight against the Pacers. So Cade Cunningham is our second player. He's on triple-double watch, and we want to target him ahead of time. And look, Pistons could easily be down to anybody at any point of the game. So if that's the case and Cunningham isn't in foul trouble, you want to target him in-game as well. Our last player, we're going to go right back to that Suns game, Suns, Knicks, and Phoenix, and it's Mikal Bridges. So not too big of a gap between the 2 guys we want to target. But again, not having Booker, not having Paul means somebody on the starting rotation is going to pick up slack and try and fill that void right away. And it's not necessarily going to be guys who are filling in for the aforementioned backcourt. It's going to be Mikal Bridges first and foremost, more so than Ayton, more so than Jay Crowder. He will have the opportunity to have double-digit looks from the field. We know that he can, on any given night, shoot 50+% from the floor. So even having 10, 11 looks, shooting the ball that well, you're pretty much guaranteed to be in the high teens, low 20s, depending on how many threes he knocks down. It's a good matchup against the Knicks. We talked about that with the Suns. And really, as much as New York wants to focus on the wing now, as much as they want to try and limit Mikal Bridges because he's an obvious spot to do that, Phoenix is still pretty good. And they're still pretty good defensively as well. So expect things to slow down a little bit in this game, but Ayton and Bridges are going to benefit the most. 9 shots we saw against the Blazers and blowout material. It's going to be a closer game. Therefore, the Suns are going to rely on Bridges early and often. So there you have it, our 3 plays: Deandre Ayton, Cade Cunningham, and Mikal Bridges. All three for you on Jock Market. Use our promo code. Download the app. Sign up. We want you to be part of the ecosystem and use our promo code Awesemo, AWESCMO, and we'll match your first deposit up to $50. I'm Eytan Shander. Good luck and enjoy the games.